Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, Instagram fam, friends and followers of as-Saafiy, and welcome to another episode of Revert Reflections. Brothers and sisters, today I want to talk about the concept of ease and al-ayah al-madluma. The concept of ease and the oppressed ayah, the oppressed verse of the Quran. Oftentimes, brothers and sisters, when we discuss the concept of ease and Islam being an easygoing religion, a religion which is easy, a particular verse of the Quran gets quoted. When we're having these discussions about Islam being easy and an easygoing religion and ease in Islam, there's a verse that often gets quoted, and that is the verse from Surah Al-Baqarah, the second chapter of the Quran, verse number 286, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha." Allah does not place a burden upon a soul greater than what it could bear. And this verse, when people quote it in that context of talking about ease and Islam being an easygoing religion, this verse is often interpreted to mean that in Islam, if we find something difficult or we deem it too much for ourselves, we are allowed to abandon it. If Allah legislates something, prescribes something, orders us to do something, mandates something, and we find it kind of challenging, kind of difficult, personally, ourselves, we're allowed to forsake it, to forgo it. Conversely, if something illegal is too hard to give up, we can just keep doing it because Allah doesn't place a burden on a soul greater than what it can bear. It's too difficult for me personally. I can just what? I can just ignore the command. In other words, ease in Islam, according to this interpretation of the verse, is dictated by each Muslim's personal willpower and self-discipline. If I don't have strong will, I lack in self-discipline, I'm allowed to what? To forego and forsake certain Islamic injunctions. And this is not what the previously quoted verse is saying at all. But it is frequently interpreted by laymen and some learned people in this way. Which is why some scholars have termed this verse, ayah number 286 from Surah Al-Baqarah, they have called this verse al-ayah al-madluma. Al-ayah al-madluma. The mistreated verse, because it is so often misquoted, misinterpreted, misused, and misapplied. The actual meaning of the verse, as indicated by the scholars of Quranic commentary, the scholars of tafsir, is Allah's legislation takes the general capacity of man into full account. So if Allah legislates something, it is generally within people's ability to carry it out. Meaning Allah is saying, if I legislate something, you can do it. And you are expected to do it because it is within your capacity. And if you think you can do it, you are underestimating your capacity, and Allah knows your capacity better than you do. That's the first meaning. The second meaning is that Allah recognizes that there will be instances wherein a Muslim individual may be unable to do what Allah has prescribed. That generally speaking, whatever Allah prescribes, we all can do it. But there are going to be some instances where something specific that Allah has prescribed, an individual Muslim may not be able to do it because he or she is at that time physically, financially, or practically incapable of doing so. That can happen. Allah orders us to fast. And there may be a person who at the time of fasting, the time of the obligatory fast, is ill. And they're incapable of fasting because of their illness. A person is traveling, and their travel creates a great deal of hardship for them, and they're unable to fast as a consequence, and so on and so forth. Allah is saying that He recognizes that these circumstances can and will arise. And in such cases, Allah only expects us to do what we actually can. We actually physically, financially, and practically can, given our existing circumstances. As the Prophet told Imran ibn Hussein in the hadith Katib al-Bukhari, صَلِّ قَائِمًا فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ فَقَائِدًا فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ فَعَلَى جَنْبٍ. He told him, pray standing. This is what is required. This is what is prescribed. This is what is mandated. فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ. But if you're incapable of doing so because you have an injury to your knee, an injury to your back, you have some physical ailment that prevents you, or you're in a place where you're unable to stand up, like on an airplane, you're in a situation or circumstance where you're physically or practically unable to do as required, فَقَائِدًا. Then pray seated. You still have to pray, but you pray according to your circumstance. Allah understands that. فَإِن لَمْ تَسْتَطِعْ. If you can't even do that, you're so ill, you're so physically incapable, you're in such a tight spot that you can't stand up or sit, then pray lying on your side. This is the meaning of the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He said, لَا يُكَلِّفُ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِلَّا وُسْعَهَا. Allah does not place a burden on a soul greater than what it can bear. And this is how we should understand the ease of Islam in light of this ayah. More on this inshallah ta'ala as we plan to close out this topic tomorrow inshallah ta'ala. But until then, brothers and sisters, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as always to bless your houses, to bless your spouses, to bless your children, to bless your sources of income and livelihood. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower you with His blessings and to surround you with His protection. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless the rest of your day, to bless you and to make you blessed wherever you may be. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبي محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.